The Crest Theatre in Sacramento is standing at a pivotal crossroads, determined to reclaim its vibrant legacy despite recent operational setbacks. But here's when it gets complicated. After years of decline and a challenging change in management, the iconic venue is slowly reinventing itself to capture the community's hearts once again. What's next for this historic theater is still unfolding, and it's anyone's guess. Robert "Bob" Emerick has dedicated his summer to breathing new life into the Crest Theatre, meticulously fixing the marquee lights that crown the building, restringing the grand curtain, and seeking quotes for carpet cleaning. All the small yet crucial details for a theater revival. Since taking back control of daily operations in May, after the previous managers handed the theater back amid financial struggles, Emerick, along with his daughter Ellie, have been working through a sometimes difficult transition to get the Crest back on stable ground. The Crest's story is one of continual rebirth. Originally opened in 1913 as a vaudeville stage, it has undergone several name changes and shifts in function throughout its long history. While the schedule is starting to fill with new events, the appropriate mix of programming for the Crest remains a work in progress for Emerick and his team. With a seating capacity of 975, a movie screen, and a live performance stage, the Crest has worn many hats over the years, hosting everything from film screenings and concerts to stand-up comedy, parties, graduations, naturalization ceremonies, and weddings. Emerging from its constraints, Emerick says the venue isn't tied down to one kind of film. However, he rules out major blockbuster movies because the specialized, costly projection equipment they require isn't available. Instead, he's exploring fresh ideas, like free movie Tuesdays to lure visitors back to K Street, and even silent film screenings accompanied by live orchestras, offering audiences an enchanting throwback experience. If it can be presented on a screen and a stage, it can take place at the Crest, Emerick confidently says. But what led to this crossroads? The Crest's latest management, GD Theaters, a group started by a longtime promoter linked to the venue, took over in 2019. Then, the pandemic hit, drastically reducing downtown foot traffic as restaurants shuttered and commuters stayed away, explained Robert Alvis, the theater's general manager until May and vice president of GD Theaters. This decline not only hampered live attendance, but also reduced the chance for passers-by to discover upcoming shows through street advertising. Though audiences gradually returned, it was too slow to cover mounting financial losses. For example, a screening of the classic film Chinatown earlier this year sold just 30 to 40 tickets, compared to 100 tickets for the same movie in February 2020. It was such a slow crawl that we simply couldn't keep sustaining the losses, Alvis said. Eventually, GD Theaters fell behind on rent, and in April, they notified Emerick that they couldn't make the upcoming payment. This led to the decision to hand theater operations back to Emerick in May. Transitioning management hasn't been seamless. GD Theaters used Eventbrite for ticket sales, while Emerick switched to Ticketmaster, seeking lower fees. However, Eventbrite bookings still appear for upcoming shows due to previous contracts, leaving Emerick unable to manage or refund tickets for canceled events. This administrative gap caused several promoters to withdraw their shows. Alvis assures that GD Theaters is working on issuing refunds, but admits the process has been slower than customers hoped. Now as the Emericks invest in renovations and schedule fresh acts, they're actively courting promoters and agencies to demonstrate the Crest's capability as a top-notch venue. Emerick sums it up. Right now, I'm proving to the community that I can run quality shows here at the Crest. Once I prove that, the artists and audiences will come. To understand the Crest's significance, consider its roots. This site at 10th and K Streets was once mere stables and blacksmith shops amid saloons and small homes. When the theater opened in January 1913 as the Empress, it was heralded by the Chamber of Commerce president as a symbol of Sacramento's bright future. Over the years, the theater went through name changes. The Hippodrome in 1918, and finally, the Crest. In the 1940s, after a tragic marquee collapse killed a woman in 1946, the theater weathered turbulent times, including multiple operator changes and brief closures, especially in the 1970s and 80s. Emerick, an engineer by trade, first connected with the Crest in 2011 while involved with the nearby Tower Theater. Amid the Great Recession, Emerick's engineering firm had just been sold, and traveling for work no longer fit his family's life. Intrigued by the opportunity, he purchased both the tower and the Crest, transforming the basement of the latter into the Empress Tavern restaurant, featuring Russian-inspired brick archways. The Crest's charm lies in its rich history. In the green room downstairs, footprints left by Kurt Cobain remain visible under conservation care, a poignant reminder of the many iconic performers who've graced the space. The projection room, complete with vintage equipment still tucked away, offers a glimpse into the past era of film exhibition. Emerick recalls his mother attending movies there for a mere nickel, and his daughter Ellie once took a dance competition stage on the same floor, long before they owned the theater. Yet, keeping the Crest relevant is a key challenge. We have generations of residents who have never set foot in this theater, Emerick laments. But progress is underway. The marquee's neon lights, which had gone dark, are now nearly fully lit again. The air conditioning and plumbing have been repaired, and the Grand Drape has been restored with plans to motorize its operations soon. The Empress Tavern has reopened for private functions after a pandemic pause, partnering with Alchemist Community Development Corporation, a nonprofit that offers mentorship to budding food entrepreneurs, helping them gain skills to run restaurants or cater large events. Alchemist will host a mix of ticketed and free gatherings, including a monthly bingo night, with a grand relaunch planned around the Terra Madre Americas Festival in late September. We're in the process of getting it all back on track, Emerick says. Interestingly, after a recent news story highlighted the Crest's difficulties, Emerick received interest from promoters nationwide, eager to bring events to the venue. Meanwhile, Ellie Emerick, a master's student in quantitative economics at UCLA, is gaining hands-on experience this summer as the theater's chief operating officer, contemplating whether the family business might become her future path. Before the pandemic, the Crest buzzed with activity, hosting an event or screening every day. Bob Emerick's goal is to revive that energy, bringing back daily offerings and establishing a weekly concert tradition. When people in Sacramento think about where to find entertainment, Emerick wants the Crest to be the first name that comes to mind, a symbol of community culture and